Hey everybody, this is Felicia with The Book is Done. I hope that you are having a good day so far. I'm going to start playing catch up starting right now. So, the majority of the books that I read are thriller books, thriller, suspense, mystery, borderline horror, even though I don't do horror. But those are the majority of the books. But it's not to say that I cannot read any other books. Not a fan of romance, not a fan of, they say smut. I just feel like that word is just offensive in and of itself. I would say erotica, not smut. Give me erotica, give me hardcore, but just not that word. I don't read it all the same. If a book does have some of that stuff in there, like a little bit of romance, I think it's like Kirsten Model and things of that nature. But in all things, I'm open to reading different things. Science fiction, dystopian. I don't even know if I said that word right, but I'm just open to it. Westerns, whatever. So this particular book that I'm going to talk about, and I am going to be looking down at my notes because it was so much that was in this book. This is actually a devotional, but it's not your traditional devotional. I am of the Christian faith. In no way, shape, or form am I going to imply that on you or put that on you, force that on you. I'm just saying about what's going on with me and what I do, how I live. And so it is not uncommon for me to read a devotional. I read a devotional every morning. However, this particular one I have become a huge fan of. It was recommended to me last year by one of my dear friends who follows me, and I wasn't able to get it until literally probably December. I didn't start it until the end of December, going into January of this year, and it's for 30 days. So this one is called Holy Shenanigans, Grace, Grief, and Laughing Anyway. Um, and it's by Emily Hampton. And when I tell you, this was probably like the most down to earth, most relatable devotional that I think I've ever read. I don't know if y'all know this or not. I believe so. I've been on here long enough. I'm a single mom. I'm a single mom of twins. And so, I get the parenting aspect of it as well. And so the back of it says, life is messy, faith is hard, and sometimes you step in dog poop before church. If you've ever tried to find Jesus in the chaos between crying kids, overwhelming grief, and embarrassing moments, this devotional is for you. This right here, when I tell you, it was so down to earth and just so, it was so many times where I laughed out loud so many times because it was relatable. Even if I wasn't a parent, is still relatable in so many different ways. So, just the basics. It's by Emily Hampton. Her husband is one of the lead praise and worship leaders at a church, I believe, in Kentucky. In Kentucky. And there is her husband, and their two young boys. It's a 30-day devotional. It's 139 pages. It starts off like each day starts off with the title, then it goes into a Bible verse, and then it talks about what she experienced as just in general, not as it relates directly to that Bible verse right then and there, but it just kind of goes throughout like what happened, what's going on, and kind of like how she responded to it, how God responds to us. And then some days she'll go off with prayer for that particular day, and then she'll give you sometimes it's daily challenges like choose joy or something like that, and then she'll give you a space to write about what it is. She may give you prompts, or she'll just say, sometimes your tears are the words that you need to put on the paper. So um I will bring some things, and if this is your cup of tea, cool. If not, I respect that. Cool. I'm still gonna do it. But if it's not for you, you can recommend it to somebody else, but it's amazing. I feel like there were a lot of gems that were sprinkled throughout this book. It says, like, it was a part in there where she says, God sees you, so take a deep breath, unclench your jaw, and just stay calm. Like, if you're dealing with anxiety, it's a situation, unexpected situation that came up where you're just like, you know what? Unclench your jaw. God's got you. You know what I mean? Just stay calm, breathe it through. Trusting when it doesn't make sense. God sees things that we don't. What we think is falling apart is often falling into place. I've had that experience so many times. I'm trusting and believing that that's happening right now. Every no that crushed me at that time, it was making room for a better yes when that yes came. God is not Amazon Prime. That had me laugh out loud, because it's like in some of the situations that people go through, people experience, or just even if they're not religious, like they want for their solution to a problem to be ready right then and there. Like if I talk about it, if I get it off my chest, I want the solution to be there right then and there. And sometimes things take time. A lot of things take time. And so as it pertains to God, and those who pray, God is not Amazon Prime where he delivers it, between the hours of 2 and 5 p.m. You know what I mean? So that had me holler. Waiting is not wasted time. It's preparation time. That is so, so true. I mean, even now, like I just said, I'm looking for jobs. I said that in a previous video. I'm still looking for employment. And so, I've been out of work since for a few months now. And I've been applying since before I've been out of work. And it's tough. It's tough. And it's like you're doing all the things, you're being proactive. And it's just like, you know what? It'll be different if I was just sitting on the couch twiddling my thumbs. But, I'm still applying. I'm still, doing callbacks, sending emails, just being proactive. And so waiting is not wasted time. It's preparation time. There are different days, different titles of the days that she had. Again, 30 days, so 30 different titles. Day 19. Excuse me, not day 19, it was page 19, day 5. I can't do this, but God can. Day 7, when you're too tired to be strong. Day 20, when you just can't do it on your own. It was just so much. It was so much. The different challenges of the day. It was one challenge that says, give yourself permission to actually rest today. We're constantly going. And don't even realize it sometimes. Like, it's just common nature. We just keep going and going. And next thing you know, you're exhausted and you have no idea why. Just can't even explain it. Give yourself permission to actually rest. I think that's one of the things that's super hard to do. Find one moment today to laugh on purpose. I say that all the time, keep smiling, keep laughing, on purpose. Do it on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, some people can be mean. Just not wanting to have a good day, whatever the case may be, on purpose, intentionally. Do the same thing with smiling. You know what? I'm going to have a good day on purpose. Like, it's not as deep as some people may have it to be. Another was, instead of beating yourself up, ask God to help you move forward. Some days all you can do is choose joy anyway. That right there hit the hardest for me. In so many ways, because it's like, yeah, in so many ways and so many days in which you can be defeated. You can feel defeated. And in some cases you are actually defeated, but it's for that moment. You know what I mean? And it's like, just in reading a book, sometimes it's just like, okay, you know what? I am going to choose joy. I am going to choose to be happy on purpose, intentionally. So, why not do it? There were different prayers. And I'm not going to say a whole bunch of them, but it was just prime example. This is on page 17. Lord, thank you that I don't have to handle everything on my own. Even when my worries feel small, remind me that you care. Help me to release my stress, my anxiety, and my overwhelm into your hands. Amen. So that was one. Another one, gosh, it was so many. Lord, I trust that your timing is perfect, even when I feel like I'm running behind. Help me to stop comparing my journey to others and to trust that you will fulfill your purpose for me in the right time. Amen. And so, I felt like, and again, this is me, because like I said, this may not be your cup of tea, but it was just great. It was great. It wasn't like Bible beating, you're doing this, you're doing this wrong, and you're doing this right. Or it was just every day, this is what's happening. I mean, there were times where she was talking about how she was getting the oil change and stuff went left with the oil change, and pressing the gas heavy instead of going light when you're going out of the dock. Gosh, it was times where, she fell, and or her husband fell. It was times where it was a story where she had they have two young boys, and so she had made a corn dog for him and one of her sons, and he felt like she just murdered the corn dog or murdered the hot dog because there's a hole in it. It's a corn dog. Like, it was just easy breezy. Like, I know, beautiful cover girl, but it's not cover girl, but still, this was so rich and so enlightening and just in your everyday. It really didn't talk too much about grief. Not in what you would expect, not from people passing away or anything of that nature, but just the realness of it, just the transparency of everything, the grief of, your feelings, or the grief of a friendship that's ended, or, the grief of, a situation not going the way that you wanted it to go. This book, look, is so many. I don't know if you can see it, but I didn't write too much in it because I really didn't want to. But at the same point in time, y'all know, I don't like to write in books. But when it comes to devotionals, I'm definitely more than willing and more than happy to write in it because it's just for my eyes only. And even if I share, still is for me. And so, Holy Shenanigans, it was a super amazing book. Even if you just read it to read it, it was cool. It was really cool. She has another one. It's actually a series. She wasn't even planning on it being a series, but she has another book after this one that I am going to do another video on. I left that somewhere else in my bag, but I'm going to do a video about that as well. She did another 30-day devotional. And then I just found out, because I just started following her on Instagram, as she is on Instagram. She's coming out with a third book called What the Faith. And so I'm super excited. She doesn't have a release date on that, but I will be getting that devotional as well. And so, definitely check it out. Like I said, I'm open to trying a good bit of things, and I'm excited that I was actually able to read that. Let me know what you think. Again, like I said, it's not for everybody. However, it was really good. So, again, Holy Shenanigans, Emily Hampton, 30-day devotional. Check it out. Give it a go. But in all things, I hope that you have a good day. I just finished the arc last night called #Dead by Michelle Powers. I actually have to do another one of her books. That was my first read of the year, called The Dead Husband Club. And I think I did that. I'm not sure. But in all things, I'm going to go back and look. But it's a lot that's going on, that's coming out, and that I'm still reading up on. But I hope that you all are doing well. And this is Felicia with The Book Is Done, and I'm out. Have a good day, y'all. Bye.